Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Welcome back, darlings. I'm TV host, entertainment journalist, Cognac Wellerlane, and we are just about to do a fabulous interview with actor and filmmaker, Mr. Delmar Burkett. It's all about his new creation, and TITUS, which is an animated, fabulous animated film. So let's take a look at this very interesting interview. Now, it will be in two parts, part 1 and part 2. Pink champagne kisses. Welcome back, darlings. I'm TV host, entertainment journalist, Cognac Wellerlane, and I have a very special guest today. He is an actor, and he is a filmmaker, and he's working on a fantastic project, and we're going to talk about that project. But first, without further ado, let me introduce you to Mr. Delmar Burkett. And we're coming from my fabulous pink kitchen right here in New York City. So Delmar, welcome to the show. Welcome to Cognac's Corner. I'm so excited to be interviewing you.
Thank you.
Yes, darling. So I want to tell my audience just a little bit about you before we get into the questions.
Okay.
Delmar Burkett is an actor and a director, and he's known for TITUS, which was made in 2009, The Fighting Dream in 2016, and Death's Bouquet. Oh, it sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
2015. Now, I'm going to ask you what I always ask all my guests that are actors and filmmakers. Take us through the journey of your inspiration to be in show business, to be an actor and a filmmaker. Tell us how it all started for you.
Well, I was born and raised in Flint, Michigan. And, growing up, I seemed to always enjoy acting. I love playing charades, with my friends, and I love imagining things. I love, playing superheroes, we always do. We didn't have very much toys back then to play with, but we just used our imagination.
Did you do this in your backyard with the kids in the neighborhood?
Yep, I sure did. I sure did. You used to always pretend we were superheroes and everything, and so I just pretty much took it to the next level after that. During high school, I began writing. Writing was always a passion. I always enjoy writing, still to this day. And I used to write about, I love adventure, I love action, I love a little bit of drama. And so, I started writing about those things, anything that contains those type of elements. And when I got into that, went to college, and I actually got into television broadcasting, where I worked mainly behind the scenes. And so I did the editing, I did the camera operation, worked the audio, anything that was production-wise.
So that's why you have this love of animation. I get it. So you worked behind the scenes. You were the tech guy.
Yes.
And you knew how to do all the editing for the cartoons, and well, that now that explains everything. So now, when you were a kid, of course, you fell in love with these superheroes. Did you fall in love with them from comic books or from television?
A little bit of both, actually. I love reading comics. Superman and Spider-Man were both my favorite characters, but some would argue against that.
Superman and Spider-Man.
Yes, both Marvel and DC.
Not Batman? You didn't want to drive that car?
I think Batman is okay, but he used a lot of his gadgets to do things. I love the natural superpowers.
Well, they weren't really natural, but because I'm going to explain why, because I have a love for superheroes too.
Oh, yeah.
I do.
Yes.
I liked Batman because Batman, he was a billionaire. You know,
Oh
what
yeah.
girl doesn't want to marry a billionaire?
Right.
So, and I also thought that his show, it was very glamorous. Like he had
Mm,
that mansion and all his guests were big celebrities. I mean, like even
yeah.
Zsa Zsa Gabor, who's like my
Right.
idol, was on that. And I loved Catwoman. You know, I thought she was sexy. In fact,
Hmm.
years later, I actually interviewed Julie Newmar. And
Really? Wow.
yes, I interviewed her at New York Fashion Week. And she was just as beautiful then as she was, because, you know, she had to be like almost 80 years old when I
Yeah.
met her. I mean, she was like in her 30s, I think, or 40s, maybe, even when she was on that TV show.
Mm.
So, and she was stunning. I mean,
Wow.
still now, still, you know, I would say that might have been like a good 10 years ago when I
Hmm.
met her. She was still beautiful. But so I liked Batman, but I was always intrigued with Superman
Mm.
because Superman, to me, he was an alien. And I'm
Yeah.
into that, you know, I'm
Yeah.
into aliens. So, and honestly, I mean, when I tell people, you know, well, Superman, it really is an alien, you know, that's really
Mm.
what he was.
Right.
So we need a couple of aliens right now helping us out here on Earth. Don't you think right now we need
I,
that?
I would think so. Maybe they can actually help
We
instead
we
of
need
bringing
that.
havoc.
We need their help. Now, what college did you go to learn your craft as a tech guy to create these cartoons and animation? What college did you go to?
Well, I went to my community college, and it originally wasn't more like animation, but it was more of, the actual live filmmaking. And so it was live broadcast, like television. I did some internships through, like I said, through my community college in Flint, Michigan. And
Okay.
I went there learning the craft, editing, basic hand editing and camera work. And I did some internships at some television stations, worked behind the scenes, they say with the audio, with TV cameras, filming the news anchors and things of that nature. And so any free time that I had, I went there and kind of did my own thing. I love making my own videos. I had a camcorder, one of the old-fashioned camcorders back then, the VHS camcorders, the big hefty ones. And so,
I
yeah, yeah.
remember those quite
Hmm.
well. Now I
Yep.
take this with me, and it makes a. I still have another camera I bring to red carpet events, but
Hmm.
those red carpet events are dwindling down now because everybody's doing Zoom, and now
Yeah.
they're using this. And
Yeah.
this is the i13. It takes the most amazing video, and it
Right.
has a flash already built into the camera. So I don't even have to worry about a light anymore. I used to have to
Yeah.
worry about lights and everything.
Lighting and all of that. Yep.
And
Yep. It's
I
technology.
I'm a nut about lighting because I have to be well lit, darling.
You look good.
I know everything about lighting because lighting for a woman, I mean, like Marlene Dietrich, she insisted on being well lit. I don't know if you know who Marlene Dietrich is.
I've heard the name, but I
Yeah,
haven't.
she was a movie star, a German movie star in the
Mm,
1930s, and she was quite beautiful. And she was in Hollywood for like a long time. But
mm.
she knew everything about lighting that there needed to be known because lighting is everything. It
Yeah.
can make you look amazing.
Right.
It can
Yeah.
make you look amazing. You just have to know the right lighting.
Right. The right
And
angles
the
and
right
yeah.
color, of course, is pink.
Pink. Yeah. I like
So
pink. I see pink everywhere.
yeah, it looks beautiful, right? It looks
Yeah.
fabulous. But of course, with animation, we don't need to worry about that. You just make a cartoon and everybody looks the same. You know, you don't have to worry about lighting too much with that. Am I correct in assuming that, or am I wrong?
Yeah, see, well, I don't do the animations myself. I have another partner who does the actual animation for me because, I can't really draw with the lip, but I can create the characters. I can tell them, I can design it, tell them, okay, I want them to look like
Right.
this, I want them to look like that,
But you're good at the
so
process of making of editing the animation,
Yes,
of
I edited.
creating the movie, creating the film, and the editing
Yes,
process. I
right.
see. Now, what made you decide to get into the acting part of it?
Well, I've always wanted to act too. I mean, along with the writing, could, I used to write what I can actually want to see myself into. When I was growing up in Flint, a lot of things weren't happening in Flint. A lot of it was happening in Detroit, where you had a lot of independent films and things being made, some major films. And I used to be part of a talent agency there. Well, I did a couple little commercials. I was actually an extra in the movie Out of Sight. If you don't remember that, with Jennifer Lopez and
Oh,
yeah.
I never met Jennifer Lopez, but
Hmm.
she was in the Hamptons at
Hmm.
the Hamptons Classic. That's a big horse show, and the people were chasing her, but I never got to interview her. But
Oh.
I don't know if you know, but I have interviewed a lot of very famous people.
Oh yeah, yeah. I read. Yeah, I
Yeah, you know about
know.
me. Yeah, I've even interviewed Alec Baldwin, the bum.
Yeah, the Baldwin. Yes.
Yeah,
And
the bum
so,
Alec Baldwin.
you know,
Anyway, so you've always wanted to be an actor, and
you know.
so now you have created. Now, you didn't create all three films, but you were involved in all three films. Am I correct about this?
The In Titus and the Fighting Dream, I did create those. Death
Yes.
Bouquet, yeah, Death Bouquet, I did not, but I was in that movie or short film rather.
Now, these three films that you were involved with, uh, two of them are any one of them or two of them are animated, or is it only one that's animated?
Just this In Titus VM. This is the only animation one. The
Okay.
other one, the original In Titus, was the actual live web series. That's what the VDM is
That was
based
the
off
one that
of.
was created in 2009.
Yes, that's the original live version in Titus. And the Fighting
Okay.
Dream the Fighting Dream was also a movie that was not animated.
Okay. Now, I want you to tell my audience about N. Titus, the original one.
Hmm.
Tell us the story of how you created this and you got this off the ground, the one in 2009.
2009. Yes, well, in Titus, it's based upon these unique individuals who have these special powers to take out what they call demon ghosts. And demon ghosts are evil spirits from these soldiers from a warlock created long ago. And this warlock's name is Titus. And so a long time ago, there was this war between Titus, the warlock, and a shaman named Caliban. And so there's a war between the two going on, and eventually Caliban overpowers Titus, and Titus meets his demise. And so before Titus met his demise, he granted some sort of spell, and he said, one day when the world was at turmoil, and the world is at turmoil, my evil soldiers, my dead soldiers, will rise up. Their spirits will rise up, and they will cause havoc and trying to look for my dead body so they can resurrect me, Titus. And so Caliban knew of this. He said, well, I'm going to prepare this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare these unique individuals so that when Titus's soldiers do rise up, these individuals would be able to fight his demon soldiers so that they cannot find and resurrect Titus. And so that's kind of the main purpose of it. And so generations and generations, go by, and there's these what started off as two individuals. They have these special tattoos, and those embarked on them were able to take down the demon ghosts. And so that was pretty much the whole demise of it. And so, there's some other things to it, but we were granted these powers, and these powers kind of infused our weapons. And so whenever we were the only ones who can spot these demon ghosts, they kind of look like shadowy figures. If you've ever seen a movie like Predator, and they kind of have these little shadowy figures, something like that on them. Well, that's what the demon ghosts look like. And so
You
those
know,
unique individuals, the only
yeah,
ones who can take them down. Mm-hmm.
you know a lot about this stuff. I mean, did you study about
No.
demons
Yeah.
and all that. Did you ever study this stuff to know? Because
No,
that is true. A lot of
yeah.
people believe exactly what you are saying.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people believe that there are in real life, they
Yeah.
believe that there are demons that are shadows. Did
Mm-hmm.
you know this?
Yeah, and a lot of that stuff, I mean, I grew up, you watch enough horror movies, television, and
Yeah,
superhero stuff, and like I say, I'm a creator, and so I love creating. I love coming up with stories, stories that actually have some background to it, and so I wanted this to adapt. I wanted the story to move on. I wanted it to have, like I said, a background to it, and so we knew what these individuals are actually fighting for, not just, fighting just to be fighting. I wanted the demons to have a purpose, and I wanted
right.
us to
You
have a
wanted there
purpose.
to be a strategy. It's
Right,
just not like, okay, this person's trying to take over the world. So what are we
right,
going to do about it?
right, right. Yep,
Exactly.
yep. And so I wanted them to have a goal and a purpose for the heroes, a purpose for the villains. And so that's, pretty much I kind of just created it, took some pieces here and there about demons, took some pieces about, okay, well, if they have a certain power, then it had to generate from somewhere. It just didn't arrive, and so these powers
So
of these
you
unique
tell the
individuals.
story, you tell in the movie, in the
Hmm.
film, you tell the
Right,
story of how this happens.
right.
Where did
Yep.
you come up with the name Titus?
Uh, you know, Titus, I actually just kind of came up with it. It sounds kind of evil.
It
And
does.
so yeah,
It does.
it sounds evil, and it's a, short name, and this is the purpose of what they're trying to do. They're trying to, you put it together, they're trying to put an end to Titus finally. And
Right.
so yeah, so it just kind of came up with the name. It just sounded evil enough to where, say, and it's simple, and nothing really difficult, real
Right.
simple.
I have to tell you, I watched the trailer of the new one
Hmm.
the project that you're working on right now. And the actor that did the voice, where he says, you may have won the battle, Titus, but you will not win the war.
Mm.
Oh my God, that guy's voice is so sexy. Who is that?
Uh,
No, really, because he said it like so perfect.
yeah, that was a old friend of mine. It just
Is he
kind
an
of
older
happened to,
gentleman? Is he an
yeah,
older?
yeah, he's an older gentleman. He just kind of yeah, I just told him to say that little line. It's a guy I used to work with a long time ago. He's really not an actor or anything like that. I just told him just kind of just say this line, and just kind of,
Well,
just for the
whatever it
title.
is,
Yeah.
I think that voice is magic. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, that makes me want to watch the cartoon, the animation film. I want to watch it just because of his voice.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
he's just an
do you
old friend.
understand how good this guy's voice is?
Oh yeah. Yeah, like I say, he's an old friend of mine. He kind of just want to keep quiet and just want, oh, I don't want to, I said, come on, just say it for me. But yeah, I'm
Because
not gonna say his name. He doesn't want to.
his voice is really good. That's why. You know it.
I know. Yeah.
Delmar.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you are also the director for the film The Fighting Dream. Tell us about this. By the way, 2009 and Titus. Is there a trailer for that as well? Do you have a
There's a
trailer
small there's a small trailer for that online.
on
You
YouTube?
can catch it. Yeah, you can also see that has its own website on YouTube, in Titus on
Okay.
YouTube. And so there's a small little trailer for that also on
Is it
there.
also on Vimeo?
I don't know. I didn't put it on Vimeo yet.
Okay.
That's
You
something I
should
was going
put
to
it on.
do, but
You should put it
yeah,
on Vimeo.
it's not as, YouTube is more looked upon a little bit, but
Yeah, I know, but
yeah.
filmmakers really do like Vimeo better.
Vimeo, yeah. So
Yeah,
I figured,
they
since I
do.
couldn't get it on there, because some of the episodes are a little bit longer than what Vimeo takes, and so that's why I, put it on YouTube. But I'll probably put the trailer on Vimeo though, so everyone can check that out.
You should. And
Mhm.
Titus 2009. Put it on
Mhm.
Vimeo because I'll upload it and I'll insert it into, make sure that when you do put it on Vimeo, that another person can upload. And I'll
yeah.
put it in, I'll put it in our interview
Okay,
at
that'll be
the end,
great.
okay?
Okay, I'll do that.
So also, let me ask you about The Fighting Dream. Now, this film, you're the director. Tell us the synopsis of the film and tell us, you wrote this film and directed it, or you just directed it?
I wrote and directed it.
Okay, so tell my audience, tell us the story of how and why you decided to create this film.
You know, I've always had projects that I've started and never finished. You know, just
We
because, you
all
know,
have, we
life,
all
yeah,
have.
life, you know, things come up. And so, you know, I said, you know what, let me create something like that. You know, let me kind of ponder that a little bit. And so The Fighting Dream is about a guy who was in the middle of writing a story, but he never finished it. And so he thinks upon it so much that he dreams about it. And so his dream kind of resembles what the story would have been like if he would have finished it. And so he goes to see this psychologist, and she tells him, you know what if you were able to, you know, finish your dream? And it'll be kind of like finishing your story. You know, once you have your dream and everything, maybe you can think upon it and you'd be able to finish your story, because this was creating nightmares for him. He could not sleep because of this, you know, of this story. You know, he wanted it done so much, he just, you know, it kept waking him up because he could not finish. And so what ends up happening is she pretty much gives him a dose of some medication, and, you know, he kind of falls asleep. And so he starts dreaming about his story. And so the story is so real and so vivid in his dream that when he finishes it, he realizes, like, hey, you know, and this him having these special, you know, powers and abilities and things like that. But when he wakes up from the dream, he realizes that he actually has these abilities. He actually has this unique power that he dreamt about. You know, so not only can he finish his story, he actually has this ability that he was dreaming about. And so
Is it
that's
like a
what's called.
psychic? Is it like a psychic power?
It's sort of like, yeah, not sort of psychic. It's actually physical. You actually see it. It's like a little energy ball or energy wave that he kind of has, you know, in his dream, and that actually comes to life once the dream is finished. So it's a pretty unique thing. I mean, everything happens inside the dream itself. He's actually fighting in his dream. The only thing about it is, in his dream, he has this magnificent fight, and if he loses in his dream, then he's going to wake up again. So he really has to win whatever he's fighting in the dream, so he can finish it.
I see. This is fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you come up with? Well, because we all had unfinished business. I get what you. Yeah, that's why you created it. So
Mm-hmm.
now, how many? Are you the star of this film or no?
I am.
Direct. Oh, you
I
are.
am.
Huh?
Yep. So yep. So I wrote, directed, and I act in it.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
So
So
how many people are in this particular film? The fighting. What is it called? The Fighting Dream.
The Fighting Dream. Yep.
How many
Mm-hmm.
actors are in the film with you?
I want to say about, not very many. We used about maybe 5 or 6 people. It was a really small budget we used. Yeah, and so we filmed it all in one day, actually. Well, I won't say one day, maybe about a few weeks, because it's actually one day with the fight scene. It took us the whole day to film that out in the woods. But yeah, that was something else. And then we filmed everything inside at a later time. But yeah, I think we used maybe like, for the whole film, maybe like 5 or 6 people we used. So
Yeah.
and they were all part of this group that I went to, called the RTP Let's Make a Movie group, featuring in North Carolina. And so
Okay.
a lot of the actors, actresses from there participated. So it was really nice.
Now let me ask you. You've done acting in films, and you've done animation, where you edit the animation. What is harder? Is it animation or is it making a film with real live actors? What's more difficult?
Uh,
Or do
I
they
think
both have challenges? Or are they both challenging?
they do both have talent challenges. Filming live, you have to worry about location. Location,
Yeah.
location, location. I have to worry about location, budget, and really just trying to get everyone together on the same schedule. I think that's the hardest thing because you may have one particular person may be available on a Monday, say, okay, well, I'm available here,
Yeah.
but then your star isn't available till a couple weeks later. And so, trying to get everyone on that same day at the same time, that's a bit of a challenge.
That is a challenge. I know how,
Mm-hmm.
especially today with people today, I even to go out to dinner with people today, it's a friggin' ugh. I was supposed
Right.
to go out with somebody the other night and they couldn't make it.
Yeah.
There's always something. It's the law of nature, I guess. I don't know. It's very difficult now just to get people together. It really is. It's very
Yeah.
difficult.
Oh, yeah.
I am Titus, and right now I am dead. But when my soldiers finally awaken me, I will gain all power and become the ruler of this world.
Well, not if we have anything to say about it. You guys ready to get this show on the road?
I don't know. I mean, are we really ready for this fight?
We have to be ready! The fate of the world may very well rest in our hands!
Well, if you put it that way, then let's get to it.
I will win this battle, Carlavon.
You may win a battle, Titus, but you will definitely lose the war.
What do you like doing? Do you like filming live movies or do you like doing the animation more? Do you have a preference?
I think I would like the animation more because I can be more flexible with the location. I can make them anywhere. I can make a person on, like say, the Appalachian Mountains, or on a beach somewhere. It's endless possibilities on location. In animation, you go anywhere. But with live, like I said, it's raining today, so I couldn't really film anything today. I have to wait to another day if I wanted, sunnier, or if I actually had a set, then that would be nice. But I don't have that, so I have to wait to, if we want to go out in the woods or something to film, they may be doing construction or something out there. I have to wait.
And don't you have to get, you have to get permits for everything.
You have to get permits and, permission, all that stuff. So, that's the challenge there. And so with animation, you don't have to do that.
But I would think, now, I never studied this. I never, did research on this. The audience of today, the audience we have today, do they like animation? Are you making something that people want to watch? That's the thing, the ticket. Do people want to watch animation today? Is this a popular thing, or is it becoming a popular thing?
It is popular. You'd be amazed because I'm into anime. I love anime.
Right.
Even one of the stars of Catherine Black, she loves anime too. So big anime fans, and it's very popular. You just have to make sure you have a good story. I mean, of course, the animation has to look good and everything too. But even if it's not, if there's a good story, if there's a good storyline, then yes, people are intrigued with this. I mean, I have more views on this animation than I ever did with the live version. So it's
I
it's
would
great.
think so. That is great. Now when I was growing up 1,000 years ago, but when I was growing up, they considered puppets animation too.
Mhm.
Right? Am I right about that?
Just stop motion animation. I've done some of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
There used to be, I believe it was called Thunderbolt or something like that. And it was British. It was a British animation with puppets. And there was one character that, oh my God, she was just so fabulous. She was British and she lived in the mansion and she was like a spy. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And it was something Thunder. I used to watch it. I used to be fascinated.
Like
I used to be fascinated by this particular puppet character because she was blonde and she was glamorous and she wore beautiful clothes. And I was just like glued to the TV set. I was like, wow. I mean, I was fascinated by this particular cartoon. And it was all animated, and the puppets were just gorgeous. They were just so beautiful. I think it was called Thunder something, Thunderbolt or Thunder something.
I think Thunderbirds, was that the name of it?
That might be it. That might be it. I can't remember the name. Do you remember what? It was a British cartoon with puppets.
Yeah, they were like in space or something.
Yeah, it was made in the. Yeah, no, some of it was like you see Buckingham Palace, and sometimes it wasn't. I got to research that.
Yeah, I think
this particular cartoon was so fascinating to me because I would sit there and stare. I mean, I wanted that puppet. I wanted her as a doll because she was so beautiful. Seriously.
Yeah.
So you see, that's why in some situations the animation can be even more fabulous than a live movie.
All right. Okay? Yes. Yep.
So now we are going to find out a little bit more about the last film that you did, and that was Death's Bouquet. Before we get into talking about the project with your latest project, tell us a little bit about the film Death's Bouquet. What is that all about?
That was filmed here in North Carolina through a group called the RTP, Let's Make a Movie group, that I was part of when I came to North Carolina. And it was just a small group of people who love to do movies. They love to do films and short films and enter them into film festivals. And basically, Death's Bouquet is about a husband and wife talking about or the friends that they had or used to have who all met their demise some way or another. I was sitting there, I was one of the actors in it, and what I was doing, I was reading the newspaper and I was saying, oh, so-and-so died from, a lawnmower accident. He got sucked into a lawnmower. And so, and, that was kind of a freak accident. Or someone else, their dog, or she fell off the cliff and her dog, strangled her or something, accident. It's all these freak little accidents that, kept happening.
They made a horror movie about that. Yeah. I saw a horror movie similar to this where the people, they thought they could change their destiny if they did something with the last person that died. I forget the name of the movie. But it was a science fiction movie. I was watching it. I was mesmerized by that too. So now tell us about your character. You play the husband.
I play the husband, and I'm sitting there reading the newspaper, and my wife is making lunch or whatnot, and so I'm reading obituaries about all these deaths, and all these deaths occurred with people that we knew. And like I say, they were freak accidents that happened. And so the way that she's making the lunch and the way that I'm reading it made it seem like we were the cause of these freak accidents, that we were the ones that caused everything that happened to our friends that happened,
Wow. And so you felt guilty. The character felt guilty.
Yeah, we felt guilty, but at the same time, if you watch it, it's almost as if we knew these things were happening because we were we were the guilty party. We were the ones who caused it to make these accidents happen, but no one knew about it. We didn't even let the audience know. The audience kind of had a feeling like, well, the way she's chopping these carrots up, bang, 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 made you think that she was the ones who, maybe crushed her head at some point, or something,
Oh, it's like a voodoo thing. It sounds like a voodoo thing.
Yeah, it's some sort of voodoo thing, And so, Death's bouquet is all these, flowers, the bouquet of flowers given sent to, the funeral, our dead ones, long gone. And so that's pretty much what it is. It's kind of a short film that signifies, hey, all the ones that we knew are dead and gone by freak accidents. And this husband and wife who are reading about it might have been the one that caused it.
So you found out about this particular role. Did you go in for this role, or were you looking to just get into the film? And how did you get cast? How did you get cast? That's what.
Through, like I say, it was through that RTP, Let's Make a Movie group. I was already part of the group. And so I was brought on, as a writer, as an actor, and as,
Oh, so you did write a little bit.
I didn't write this particular short, but I was pretty much chosen to be the actor in this one.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was pretty much chosen on this one. They liked me, how I acted, how I perceived to get on with the character, and so they pretty much chose me, and we went along from there. And the writing, I think the writing was done by the director, and so he it was a nice little short film. It was presented through a film festivals, and it was perceived pretty well.
Now, after that movie, tell my audience what you decided to do. Because after that, did you take on any other roles, or that was it and you just said, you know what, I'm going to continue with TITUS? How did you launch TITUS again? Tell us the story of now, what you're working on now, the project you're working on right now.
Well, this particular TITUS was supposed to be a reboot of the live series. It was supposed to be a reboot, but we never could really get it off the ground as another live series, because it was supposed to be brought on by the RTP, Let's Make a Movie group. We auditioned several people for several roles, and but some of the writers, we never could really grasp the idea of it, never could really get on board, because we wanted to make it, several seasons. And we just kind of let it sit there, and then COVID came along and we couldn't really do anything about it. But given my love of animation, I decided, you know what, let's do this way. Let's make it into animation, because we're unlimited about the things that we can do with animation. I was talking to you earlier about, locations and things of that nature. And also the powers that they have. During the live version, we use guns, and what we do is infuse our powers with the guns and made the bullets those that can penetrate the demon ghosts. But this version, the animation version, is a lot better, because we actually have the insignia or the tattoo on their hands that can actually create the light sensitive, so that they can penetrate the demons. Which is actually better. So it doesn't have to be, any, shooting anything. Actually, it makes more sense this way, to say, okay, well, we're going to have this insignia, we're going to have the powers, and so they can get this light, this energy to penetrate the demons through their hands. And there's actually a second season of the live version TITUS, where these demon ghosts actually enter live humans, and they become, infected, actually demons. You can see where their eyes turn red.
It's almost it sounds like possession.
It sounds like possession.
Yeah.
And so that's where it came up with the animation version. So which is kind of based on the second season of the live version TITUS, where it's again possession. These demons take over the host, and their
Wow.
mission again is to find Titus. And so what I did was gave their mission a little bit more clarity, where I had them search for these, which are live ritual stones. And these ritual stones, if they find 4 of these ritual stones enhance the power so that they can bring Titus back to life. And so these unique individuals, you have Robert, you have Charles, you have Jasmine. It's their mission to find and stop these demons before they can get these ritual stones. Because if they possess all 4 ritual stones, then they'll be able to raise Titus.
I see. And that's, you do have some cast.
Mhm.
Tell my
Yes.
audience the actors that are in this. How many actors?
Well, 3 main ones. You have AJ, you have Solomon, and you have Catherine. And they're all really great voice actors. I mean, they're great. They're fitted to a T. Actually, Solomon, I had him interview for Charles at first, but his voice didn't quite fit.
Me that.
Yeah. So,
Me.
his voice, it didn't quite fit the tone of what I wanted for Charles, because Charles is more, he's more of a playboy type. He's more of a playboy. He's a little bit more, jokes around and things like that. When Robert is a little bit more serious.
He sounds like he's a womanizer.
Yeah, he's yeah. You'll get that in some further episodes here. But Robert is a little bit more serious.
He's more nerdy. Yeah, he's more of a nerdy guy.
Yeah, and so
I think he's more Solomon, definitely. Although as an actor, I'm sure he could play other roles.
Oh yes, definitely.
But I do believe that that's his voice is perfect for that character.
His voice is perfect for that. Yes. Yep. And AJ, his voice is perfect for Charles. He does a great job. And Catherine, she plays terrific.
Catherine, the actress, what's her full name?
Catherine Black.
Yeah. Catherine Black. How did you find her? How did you find Catherine?
You know what? There's I forget the name of the website now, but there's a particular website I go to where, if you're looking for actors, actresses, and there's a lot of websites out there, for people to audition, and she pretty much auditioned for it, and she just sounded perfect. She sounded perfect for the role. And actually, I didn't know that Solomon knew her. Solomon told me about it. I said, well, do you know Catherine? He said, yeah, she's, participated in a lot of, I guess, film festivals, events, and things like that. That he told me he knew her, and so that was kind of a coincidence itself. So, yeah, she's perfect.
Is she from New York?
I think she's from California. Something. She's
from California.
I think, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, he knows a lot of actors in California too. Solomon is amazing.
Yeah, he's
Solomon. I told Solomon that he should also be a movie historian, like on AMC on Turner Classic Movies.
Turner Classic, yes.
Remember Robert Osborne? Now, Robert Osborne originally wanted to be an actor, and in fact, he was in a lot of movies. He was in not a lot. I shouldn't say a lot. He was in a few movies, but his acting career just never could take off for some reason. But he was in a couple of movies, and Lucille Ball told him, you are a brilliant man. You know so much about film. You know so much about movies and actors and how movies were made and the people that played in the movies. You really should become a historian. And I tell Solomon that. I tell Solomon, you're so knowledgeable when it comes to films and actors. And have you realized that? I mean, have you seen that about him?
Yeah, Solomon, he gives me little things all the time, film festivals, and submit the,
He's very knowledgeable.
He's very knowledgeable of that, and it's very helpful because,
It is. He's helpful to me.
He's really helpful.
Before this COVID, okay, Solomon and I used to go, not as a couple, but because we know each other. I would see him there. I would go with my husband. My husband would film for me. But we would go to the International Emmy Awards. And that always was at the Hilton Hotel on Avenue of the Americas. And it's excellence in television all over the world, not the United States, all over the world. Okay. And there would be American or British, mostly American actors that would be presenting the awards to the foreign films and actors that would be receiving the award. So he would know all these actors. I didn't know who all these people were. He's, get that one, get that person over there. He'll make a great interview. Do this person, do that person, do this person. He knew who they were, what film they were in, what television show they were in. So, and I mean, he was really, really helpful because, I mean, I know some TV people, but not like him. He knows everybody.
Wow.
He's truly, truly amazing. He really is. And he has the heart of gold. He really does. He wants to help. And there's so many people in show business that are so self-centered. And it's always about me, 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 me. And they don't want to help anybody. But Solomon is the type of person, he is really a dear soul. He will help the whole world if he could. He's a very kind person, and he really deserves a lot. He really does. He told me about you. Yeah,
he's great. You know, I get so caught up in doing this stuff. You know, I have a chance. I work 2 jobs. I have 2 kids. I have a house to take care of, and so I don't get a lot of time. And so a lot of time when I'm doing the Untitled stuff, I often kind of put things on delay because I don't have time to work on it.
Do you have a wife too? Do you have a wife?
I do have, I have a wife. And so all these things, I have a house to take care of, wife, 2 kids, 2 jobs. And they say a lot of things, a lot of things have to put on hold, but Solomon, he says, okay, no problem, just, when you get it done, when you get it done, and that's the other thing about, doing animation in this way, because you don't really have any, sort of time restraints, you kind of put, time on yourself, so you want it done by a particular time, but between that and doing a live version, I say the live version, you really have to, when everyone, has their time to be able to get together, let's get together right then and there, let's do it this day because everyone is available now. Let's do it now.
Exactly. So now you have a strategy for this project for when people are supposed to see each episode. Explain to my audience about that. The first 2 episodes, I believe, have already run. Am I right? Or
yes,
only one is run? 2?
Yes, 2.
Okay.
One premiered on we premiered the first one on Halloween, the first episode, and then the second one, and the second episode we premiered on Thanksgiving. So we're going to premiere episode once a month.
I see. Now, why are you doing it this way? Explain to my audience.
I'm trying to spread it out because it's not going to be very many episodes. I only have maybe 2 left. It's going to be 10 altogether, but it really it's kind of a 9 episode, but 10 altogether because the 3rd episode is in 2 parts. So it's a way to spread it out because if I wanted to do it all at once, then it kind of gives me some time to, if I do it all at once, then I really don't have time to write another episode, get it out. And so I want to kind of take my time with this. And, doing it for anticipation too. And so I want to say, okay, well, if this episode,
like a soap opera.
It's kind of like a soap opera.
Yeah. It has like a climax. Am I right?
Yeah. Yep. And so I want to build that tension I want the audience to kind of say, oh, I'm always like that too with different series, like, oh, what's gonna happen? What's on, so you you're building that anticipation up. And so that's the kind of I wanted to do, and they're so short too. They're not real long episodes, they're, real short. So it kind of gets that, that attention span, especially when viewing something online nowadays. People get bored if you watch something for an hour or an hour and a half,
it's
things like
sometimes
that.
that's too long. I know.
It's
I
too
agree
long.
with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you do like to, how long is it? Like 10 minutes, 20 minutes?
Well, it's about 10 minutes. There may be an
Okay.
episode. Yeah, I think there is an episode or two may last a little longer than that, maybe like 15 minutes or so. But it's, it doesn't go longer than that. It's, it stays within that 10, I want to say 10 to 20 minute range. It stays within that range.
Okay, now the next episode is going to air on Christmas Day.
Christmas Day, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is there a specific time when it's going to be out there on Christmas Day, or will it be some time during the day?
It'll be Christmas morning.
Okay.
It'll be Christmas morning. Yeah, it'll be Christmas morning. Everyone's waking up and opening gifts and things like that. And they can turn on their computer or get on their cell phones and on YouTube, and there you go. Merry Christmas.
Is it kid friendly? I mean, can kids watch this?
I was we put it's 14 and up, let's say on that. Yeah, 14 and up. Only because there's some suggestive dialogue in it that may not be very kid friendly on that end.
Yeah.
That'd be more geared more towards, the adult ends,
Adults,
adults, yeah. So yes.
Okay, now the last episode is going to be when? Is it Christmas or after Christmas, the last episode?
Well, the next episode I'm airing on Christmas is going to be a two-parter. So this will be episode 3.1, would say. And then the next one will be episode 3.2, which will air on New Year's Day.
Oh, okay. Now, Delmar, what is your goal with TITUS and TITUS? Where would you like this to go? Do you want it to go on Netflix? Do you want it to go on Amazon Prime? What would you like for this?
That would be nice. That was the whole purpose of it. Even in between writing the live in TITUS and doing the animation, I was always writing about it. I have a whole treatment, scripts and things like that, that I've been trying to get out there for a long time, because I believe that it's a good story, nevertheless.
It is a good story.
It's a good story. There's a background to it and everything. There's a climax. It's a good story of, good versus evil. Which everyone loves. Everyone loves to see.
And that's gonna happen in our world right now. Good will account, whatever that may be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because we're dealing with it right now in our world right now.
We are.
We
definitely are.
But the good will prevail. If you are, if you believe in God.
Yes.
I do.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
I believe in God, and whatever it's challenging to all of us what we're dealing with, but I do believe that eventually good will prevail. No matter what, but there'll always be evil in the world.
There'll always be evil.
There's always going to be evil.
There's always going to be evil.
But goodness always does prevail. Remember that.
Oh yes, it's always going to triumph. And so I really want this. If this can get in the hands of a TV producer or or a director or something, and say, hey, this is a good story for an actual TV series, or this is a good story for a short series on Netflix or anything like that. I just kind of want someone to kind of glimpse it and get get an idea.
Have you tried to talk to anybody about this at Netflix? What's better, Netflix or Amazon? What's better? What's easier? I would think Amazon, no?
I would think Amazon. There's just a lot of, of course, restrictions on that, because you have to always make it available other languages, you can't just, have it American and English. And so, I have to kind of tweak some things there. So it's a lot of preparation involved. You can't just shove them this, this idea. The idea is nice, which is good. You want to get the idea out there, but they want to have everything else. They want to have the script. They want to have the treatment, trailer. They want to know, it's available for the languages. And, so there's a lot to it than just, getting the idea out there, which would be nice. I've tried it, say here's my idea of TITUS, here's the little treatment. And so they want, okay, well, where's this been presented at? And,
and you did
trailer and characters.
Yeah.
So there's a lot into it.
Yeah. Did you speak to anybody at Amazon? Were you able to speak to anybody there?
Well, now when I first put the first TITUS out there, actually just the first season for DVD, and I think it still should be out there. But a lot of times when you go online and you try to speak with someone again, they want to know where it has been previously. So I'm just now actually getting into it, film festivals, and so they want to know where it's been.
Okay, so that's what they like. They want to see if it's been at a film festival.
Interesting. Film festivals. They want to know, reviews. They want to know if it's been out there. And so a lot of these, they don't want to take a lot of unknown stuff, unsolicited stuff.
Well, that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
And so once
I
would
think if your film was at a film festival and it received awards, that probably would help too.
Oh yeah, definitely. I did put it into a couple film festivals now. I'm just waiting. The New Jersey Film Festival with actually Solomon. I thank Solomon for letting me know about that. And there's another film festival I put it into called the 15 Minutes of Fame. And so I'm just kind of waiting on those, get some feedback about that. So
what is a really, really good film festival? I don't know what's going to happen with the Hamptons International Film, because that's the one I used to go to, out here.
Yeah.
With Alec Baldwin, but I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know. But who knows? But it's a really good film festival. Sundance. Can you get into Sundance? Yeah. Oh my God.
That's
Robert
the biggest one.
Redford, I never met him, but I know people that I have colleagues, friends of mine that have gone to the Sundance. And they told me he treats the press exceptional. He's very good to the press. Alec Baldwin don't treat the press that good. Oh, he was very nice to me, though. I mean, Alec Baldwin, he kissed me even, but he's not. But that's not the norm with him. I mean, he doesn't usually kiss press, but he kissed me. So I guess I was lucky.
Yeah.
But anyway. I wish you much luck with this. I hope to see it on Amazon or Netflix or something big. I'm giving you positive energy and hoping that this becomes huge.
Thank you so much. Yes.
I want you to tell my audience where we could go to find out more information. Do you have a website that people could go to find out more about TITUS?
Well, so far I haven't done the website yet. I'm trying to wait till the series actually ends. So I end the series so that I can be able to put one together. Again, just trying to work on the series itself is kind of enough.
Do you have a Facebook page? Do you have a Facebook?
I have a Facebook. You can go to my Facebook or TITUS. Just look up TITUS on Facebook. That's more dealing with the live version, but there they can actually read about the story. There's an TITUS blog they can go to, or they can just go. Everything is right on YouTube. They can go to the actual live version TITUS, and they can actually find the TITUS blog on there, which will give them more information about TITUS. And the animation, of course, is on the YouTube. So this is kind of at the beginning stages of websites and creating and things of that nature, so I can kind of get everything together on that until I get some time to actually make it.
Are you on Instagram too?
I'm not on Instagram, unfortunately. Okay. I haven't really gotten into it.
That's okay.
So
we're gonna put your Facebook up, and we'll put also the TITUS Facebook
Yeah.
page.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we
Okay.
do that. Mhm.
And I want to thank you so much, Delmar, for doing
Thank
the
you.
interview. We're gonna sign off, but don't go away yet because I'm going to talk to you after we stop recording. I want to thank you very much for being my fabulous guest right here at Cognac's Corner.
Thank you.
And if I wish I was there to give you a big pink champagne kiss, but I'm going to blow you a kiss. Mwah! And I'm going to sign off and say thank you, darling. And we will be back with more celebrity Zoom interviews. Keep watching. Pink champagne kisses.
I am Titus, and right now I am dead. But when my soldiers finally awaken me, I will gain all power and become the ruler of this world.
Well, not if we have anything to say about it. You guys ready to get this show on the road?
I don't know. I mean, are we really ready for this fight?
We have to be ready. The fate of the world may very well rest in our hands.
Well, if you put it that way, then let's get to it.
I will win this battle, Carlavon.
You may win a battle, Titus, but you will definitely lose the.
Well, I hope you enjoyed my fabulous interview with filmmaker and actor Delmar Burkett. I will be doing more celebrity Zoom interviews and fabulous shopping hauls at Amazon, Fashion Nova, Rainbow Shops, Dillard's, all kinds of wonderful boutiques and stores like Gucci and Yves Saint Laurent and Louis Vuitton. More stuff coming up, and also some items from Chanel. And that's going to be after Christmas, because I want you all to know what I did receive after Christmas. But I just want you to keep watching, because a lot of exciting stuff is coming up. More Zoom celebrity interviews, more fascinating shopping hauls. And if you haven't already, darlings, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and please leave me some comments of some videos you'd like me to make. And I want to wish you all a very Merry Pinkmas. And again, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and always press the notification bell to let you know when I am publishing a new video. I always publish a video every Sunday or every Monday. Keep watching, darlings. I love you all, and pink champagne kisses.
Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac show. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm a bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed to impress. One of a kind girl. I was brought into this world wrapped up in pearls. I love to mingle, though my husband reminds me I'm not single. I meet and greet both the famous and the elite. I ride in limousines, drinking the finest champagne, wearing furs, dazzling diamond jewelry. A girl can't complain. I live the upscale life, dining in the finest restaurants, eating the best caviar for free. And no matter how much I enjoy cognac, ooh, ooh. I said cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh.
It's been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.